But you don't have that extra 10,000 in revenue from the bar. I don't know for sure how much the cost of sales would have gone up in relation to the revenue, is what I'm saying.
Right, and I understand what you're saying, but her basic markups are supposed to be more than that in the offset.
And that's a matter of, if things aren't being, well, she was explaining to us that night that she's trying to stay in the market of what other people are charging in the area, because if she did the markup on the same kind of beer, nobody'd buy it there or whatever, but.
And I think that article that we just got from Minnesota Municipal Beverage Association speaks to what we've been trying to talk to her about. You have to be who you are. You can't be the lowest price competitor in the region. We're not Walmart. There's been, I've run into a couple of the committee members. They're thinking about it, talking about it. I guess that's what we need right now. We do have on 4A, since we do have an active liquor license there, if somebody wanted to use the on-sale portion for a private party, they could. We have the one person staffing till 10 p.m. anyway. I guess if they would want to run late or something, I guess what I'm saying is we need to come up with some kind of a fee to charge for the use of that on-sale portion if somebody wants to have a private party.
And I have had some people ask.
There have been people that asked, yes. Because they can still, they won't have tap beer, they won't have tap pop. But they can serve bottled beer and, rail pour drinks with pop out of a can.
What about, what kind of a rental fee, so to speak, would there be in other bars or other on-sale places around maybe Winona?
I don't know what Jim Kitchens would charge
I've never asked them.
to rent his bar space, or if it would even be possible.
I don't think he would, because if he rents it out for a private function, it would be a unique situation.
The golf course does that for private parties, but especially during the holiday season. Right now, they're not doing it.
What does the golf course charge? Maybe not.
I'm not sure. You'd have to check. You'd have to call Jared to see what their policy is now. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
But see, they're not open at all. I mean.
Not right now.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if they were, they would have to, get the heat going and turn the lights on.
Yeah, they're not a competitor right now.
And have someone come in to work, but like Mark was saying, we've already got that one person working there till 10 o'clock anyway.
So we need to ask Jim or Jared then just how much they would charge. And maybe do some advertising or whatever.
It probably wouldn't hurt to check a little bit around in the area to Diane can do that. Or the part-timer. Make some phone calls and see. I suppose that makes some sense to me to try to maximize what we can.
Right.
We cannot keep losing money in there.
No.
So if we can't get it turned around quick.
So can we direct Diane to do that?
Well, people want to know, I mean, that'll take a couple weeks too, before we get back to you. You have to decide what you're gonna charge per hour or something then? I mean, that's what you wanna do, is
Well,
come up with an hourly
I'm
rate?
not sure.
Or
Diane has rented this place out for years. There's rental income listed here.
That's for the pull tabs. That's what that rental income is.
She's held other private parties there though, or other
Well,
things.
They had parties, but it was always while the bar was
the
open.
bar
Yeah.
is still open to the public.
So,
You know, so it
so
was,
she didn't charge anything for, okay.
No, cause it's open, yeah, it's open to everybody. For sure, you'd have to charge more after 10 o'clock because you don't have an employee,
I
you
guess
know, on the clock then.
this is just thinking out loud, but if you have an employee there on the clock, and somebody wants a private party, $75, $100 for them to set it up for the private party, and anything after 10 o'clock is $15 an hour to pay the wages of that bartender.
You're gonna almost have to have a separate bartender and somebody in the bottle shop, aren't you?
No,
No.
they've done it that way. They've
Well,
done it
not
with one
after
person.
10, yeah.
Well,
Not after 10 you
before
would,
10
but
either.
before 10,
They've had.
you
they've
don't
ran
think
it-
there would be any shrink?
Huh?
You don't think there'd be somebody smart enough to figure out if I keep the bartender busy down on this end of the bar, I can send my buddy in and he can walk out with a bottle of booze?
Well, they've ran it with one person for 20 years.
Yeah.
or At night. I mean, I don't,
There was only one person working there all the last couple of years.
Okay. Roger, you didn't hear what I said, don't try it, okay? Doesn't work,
Why,
it doesn't work, so don't do it.
only if you get caught.
I guess that would scare me.
Well, you mean
I think that,
taking from the offset fee?
Yeah.
But you hear when
they've
people
got that
come in the
noisy
door,
dinger.
Yeah.
you know, when somebody comes in.
Well, I'll ask Jim tomorrow, see what he would charge.
I don't know,
for,
I don't know if I feel comfortable sitting here and determining a rate. You guys are a lot closer to that, and Diane should certainly know what the market would bear.
Mhm.
Well, I'll ask Jim and then we can direct Diane to check around and see what would be a reasonable amount. She'd have a better handle on it. And so would Jim.
But if you charge too much too, people
They
might
must
not
have to
be able
use
to
it.
afford it either, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jim would have a good handle on that too, because he can have private parties.
But does he,
Oh, I think so.
in the bar?
Wedding parties, I know he's had several wedding parties there.
But he never closes down his bar.
The bar
He never
or-
does?
He never closes down his bar for a private party that I've, since I've known him. He'll have a wedding party out in front,
Mhm.
but the bar